Hello friends, I welcome you all to yet another geography lesson on the Studyopia. Me, Sharmila, will be discussing fundamental concepts of geomorphology today. So before diving to our today's topic, let's brush up our concept of the word geomorphology. So what is geomorphology? The study of the nature and history of landforms and the processes which create them. So in a simple manner, the word geo refers to the earth and morphology is the shape or pattern of the landform, or geomorphology describes formation and structure of the different landforms on the surface of the earth. Among the 10 fundamental concepts of geomorphology, today we will learn 2 of them. So first, concept 1, the same physical processes and laws that operate today operate throughout geologic time, although not necessarily always with the same intensity as of now. So this is the great underlying principle of modern geology and is known as the principle of uniformitarianism. It was first enunciated by Sir Hutton in 1785 and restated by Playfair in 1802 and popularized by Lyell in the numerous edition of Principles of Geology. Hutton taught us that the present is the key to the past, but he applied this principle somewhat too rigidly and argued that geologic processes operated throughout the geological time with the same intensity as now. But we know now that is not true. Glaciers were much more significant during the Pleistocene, during other periods of geologic time than now. So world climates are different now. Now humid have been desert. In the regions where the humid climate were there in the past have been desert, and areas now desert have been humid. So periods of crustal instability seem to have separated periods of relative crustal stability. Volcanism were mostly important than now. Numerous other examples could be also there, like the intensity of various geomorphic geologic processes has varied through geological time. But there is no reason to believe that streams did not cut the valleys in the past as they doing now. That the numerous and more extensive valley glaciers of the Pleistocene behaved any different manner nowadays. So without the principle of uniformitarianism, there could be hardly a science of geology that was more than pure description. Okay. So moving on to our next concept, that is geologic structure is a dominant control factor in the evolution of landforms and is reflected in them. So as we all know that Sir W.M. Davis has said that landforms are structure, process and stage. So in the formation of landforms, 3 controlling factors are important: structure, process and stage. So the term structure is not here applied in the narrow sense of such rock features, fold, fault, unconformities, but it includes all those ways in which the earth materials out of which landforms are carved differ from one another in their physical and chemical properties. So it includes such phenomena as rock attitudes, rock massiveness, the presence or absence of joints, fractures, bedding planes, fold faults, physical hardness, and chemical properties. So earth crusts differ from one another. The term structure also has stratigraphic implications, and knowledge of the structure of a region implies an appreciation of rock sequence, both in or outcrop and in the subsurface, as well as the regional relationship of the rock strata. So is the region one of essentially horizontal sedimentary rocks, or is it one in which the rocks are steeply deeping or folded or faulted? So a knowledge of geologic structure in the narrow sense thus becomes essential. So it is common practice to speak, we always speak like that. A rock is hard or resistant or weak or non-resistant. So these things are very common in practice while we speak in geomorphic processes. Such terms may be used so long as we recognize that we are using them in a relative sense and not always in strictly physical sense. Rocks are attacked by both physical and chemical processes. A rock may be resistant to one process and non-resistant to another process. We have so many physical processes are there. Denudation, weathering, different gravitational agents are acting on the rocks. So how the rocks are reacting on those physical processes, that is different. A rock may be resistant to one process and non-resistant to another, and under varying climatic conditions may exhibit different degrees of resistance. So in general, the structural features of rocks are much older than the geomorphic forms developed upon them. So first initial property we should deal with is structure. Above the structure, there is the different formations of landforms. Such major structural features as fold faults may go back to far distant periods of diastrophism. Now, by the by, what is diastrophism? Diastrophism is the process of deformation of the Earth's crust, which involves folding and faulting. The word is derived from a Greek word diastrophe, which means distortion or dislocation. Okay, so a general principle we may assume that most rock structures were establishing long before the landforms which exist upon them. So it is not going too far to say that no variation in rock structure is too slight to have significance over a sufficient span of geologic time. The increasing application of geomorphic interpretation to aerial photo, satellite imageries, and various computer techniques, we are so technically advanced right now. So likely to bring us to fuller appreciation of the broad applicability of the principles or the fundamental concepts of geomorphology. So for today, we have learned two concepts of geomorphology. First was the same physical process and the laws that operate today and operated throughout the geological time, although not necessarily always with the same intensity as of now. And the second, the geological structure is the dominant control factor in the evolution of different landforms and reflected in them. Okay, so all the 10 concepts cannot be discussed in a single video. Please learn these two concepts in detail. You should refer an authentic geomorphology book for that. I will suggest you Sir Thornbury or Ulrich Morgan. You can refer to understand this topic, and that's all for today. So please learn the two concepts. If there is any doubt, please reach us through the comment box down below, and I will be back in no time with the rest of the fundamental concepts of geomorphology. Till then, stay safe, keep studying, and if you have watched my video till the end, please give a thumbs up, which gives much encouragement, and subscribe our channel, and most importantly, don't forget to hit the bell icon for notifications of new video. Thank you so much.